Not every game gets the love it deserves right away. Sometimes great titles slip under the radar due to bad marketing, rough launches, or just being overshadowed by bigger releases. But trust me, some of these so-called failures are absolute hidden gems. Today we're diving into 10 games that didn't get the recognition they deserved when they launched, and why they're absolutely worth a second look. You might just find your next favorite. Nier Automata first hit the market. It didn't explode in popularity right away. It had a loyal fan base, but it wasn't the blockbuster you'd expect for a game packed with this much depth and creativity. Part of the challenge was that the Nier franchise wasn't exactly a household name, and its unconventional storytelling scared off some players. But over time, Nier Automata earned a cult following, and honestly, it's easy to see why. This isn't just a flashy action RPG, it's a powerful blend of Platinum Games' stylish, fluid combat and a deeply emotional story that tackles heavy themes like existence, consciousness, and humanity itself. The game constantly shifts gameplay styles and perspectives, even breaking the fourth wall in clever ways that keep the experience fresh. With multiple endings that expand the story dramatically, an unforgettable soundtrack, and an emotional impact that lingers long after you finish, Nier Automata is a true masterpiece. When Middle-earth: Shadow of War released in 2017, it had some seriously big shoes to fill. Its predecessor, Shadow of Mordor, was a surprise hit, and fans were excited to see how the groundbreaking Nemesis system would evolve. But instead of being praised, Shadow of War faced immediate backlash, mostly because of its aggressive loot boxes and microtransactions. Players weren't thrilled about pay-to-win mechanics creeping into a single-player game, and unfortunately, that controversy overshadowed just how much the game actually got right. And that's a real shame, because Shadow of War is fantastic. The Nemesis system is bigger and better, making every encounter with orc captains feel personal and unpredictable. The expanded world of Mordor is huge, filled with massive fortresses, epic battles, and diverse regions to conquer. Combat feels brutal and satisfying, with tons of abilities to shape your playstyle. Thankfully, the microtransactions were removed later, and today Shadow of War stands as one of the most unique open-world action games out there.
What was that?
Star Wars Jedi: Survivor had everything lined up for success. A beloved first game, an improved combat system, and a bigger, richer world to dive into. But when it launched, the spotlight wasn't on the gameplay or the story. It was on the technical issues. Especially on PC, players ran into frame drops, stuttering, and all kinds of performance problems that made it tough to enjoy. And that's unfortunate, because underneath the rough launch, Jedi Survivor is a fantastic sequel. The combat is smoother than ever, offering new lightsaber stances that let you customize your fighting style. From dual wielding to heavy crossguard swings to mixing in blaster attacks, the worlds are massive and packed with secrets, hidden paths, and side quests that reward exploration. The story gets deeper and darker, showing Cal Kestis' emotional journey as a surviving Jedi. Now that the bugs are mostly patched, this is easily one of the best Star Wars games we've had in years.
No joke.
No, not again.
Quantum Break had all the pieces for success: a top-tier developer in Remedy Entertainment, groundbreaking time manipulation gameplay, and even a full live-action TV show woven into the experience. But despite all that ambition, it didn't quite hit the heights it was aiming for. Some players appreciated the innovation, but many felt that the combination of game and TV episodes didn't blend as smoothly as intended, causing Quantum Break to fade into the background way too quickly. At its core, though, Quantum Break is a thrilling third-person shooter with a powerful twist: time powers. You can freeze enemies mid-attack, create shields, and blink across the battlefield for some seriously stylish moves. When the gameplay flows, you truly feel unstoppable. The story is a high-concept sci-fi thriller packed with time travel twists and strong performances from actors like Sean Ashmore and Aidan Gillen. The main issue? The long live-action episodes kept pulling players out of the action. But if you stick with it, there's a truly great experience underneath.
My exact words were, don't do anything stupid.
I've never been a great listener.
Well, time to start. Get in.
What if I don't trust you?
Then shoot me.
When Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy was first announced, excitement was pretty low. After the disappointment of Marvel's Avengers, many players assumed this would be another generic live service cash grab. The early trailers didn't help either. The characters looked like knockoff versions of their movie counterparts. But once the game launched, it became clear this wasn't just good. It was exactly the Guardians game we needed. Rather than focusing on multiplayer or loot grinding, this is a pure single-player, story-driven adventure. And the story? Easily one of the best in any superhero game. The writing is sharp, the characters are fantastic, and the team's constant banter keeps every mission feeling lively and fresh. You play as Star-Lord, but real-time squad commands let you control Rocket, Gamora, Drax, and Groot during battles. Beyond the jokes, though, the game delivers real emotional depth, exploring loss, trust, and found family, all wrapped in a killer 80s rock soundtrack and stunning cosmic worlds. Dying Light 2 had sky-high expectations after the first game became a breakout hit, but its launch didn't quite deliver the smooth experience fans were hoping for. While the parkour and combat were still solid, bugs, technical issues, and a somewhat underwhelming story left many players disappointed. The ambitious idea of a world that would react to your choices felt only half fulfilled at launch. But once the patches and updates started rolling out, the true potential of Dying Light 2 began to shine through. The movement system is a major highlight. Parkour feels fluid, dynamic, and incredibly satisfying as you sprint, climb, and swing across a massive, dangerous city. Combat is brutal and creative, mixing melee action with clever ways to dispatch the infected. And when night falls, the tension skyrockets with faster, deadlier zombies hunting you down. Thanks to steady improvements, Dying Light 2 is now the thrilling open-world zombie experience fans were waiting for.
Nailed the fuck. Come on, this asshole.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider had the difficult task of wrapping up Lara Croft's origin story, but for some reason, it didn't get the same recognition as the earlier games. While Tomb Raider and Rise of the Tomb Raider were praised across the board, this final chapter seemed to slip by under the radar. Some players felt it didn't push the series forward enough, while others thought the darker, more serious tone made Lara harder to connect with. But honestly, this game deserves way more love. Visually, it's absolutely breathtaking. Dense jungles, ancient ruins, and hidden tombs create some of the most beautiful environments in the entire series. The game dives deep into exploration, with some of the most complex, satisfying tomb puzzles longtime fans could ask for. Stealth has also never felt better, letting Lara become one with the jungle itself. And the story? It's more emotional and personal, focusing on Lara's guilt and responsibility, delivering some of the series' most intense moments. The Last Guardian had a long and troubled development, and by the time it finally released in 2016, it felt like the gaming world had moved on. Fans of Echo and Shadow of the Colossus had been waiting for years, but when the game dropped, it received mixed reactions. Some players praised its emotional depth, while others struggled with its clunky controls and unpredictable AI. But those frustrations often overshadowed what made The Last Guardian truly special. At its heart, the game is about the bond between a young boy and a giant creature named Trico. Unlike most AI companions, Trico doesn't just follow commands. He acts like a real animal, sometimes hesitant or distracted, which can be frustrating, but also incredibly immersive. The game's visuals are stunning, with beautiful, haunting ancient ruins. Platforming and puzzles are built around Trico's size, forcing you to think outside the box with patience. The Last Guardian offers one of the most emotional, unforgettable experiences in gaming. Rage 2 promised a wild ride, a massive open-world wasteland, insane vehicular combat, and explosive first-person action from the minds behind Doom. It sounded like the perfect mix of Mad Max and chaotic gunfights, but when it finally dropped, it didn't fully live up to the hype. The world felt surprisingly empty. The story didn't leave much of a mark, and it lacked the depth players expected. Still, if you approach Rage 2 looking for pure, over-the-top action, it absolutely delivers. The gunplay is phenomenal, fast-paced, and brutally satisfying. Nanotrite abilities like gravity-defying slams and telekinetic blasts make combat even crazier. Whether you're shredding mutants with a shotgun or launching enemies into walls, the chaos is non-stop. The open world might not hold your attention for long, but the sheer adrenaline of the fights more than makes up for it. If you missed it the first time, Rage 2 is definitely worth a second chance for fans of high-energy, no-holds-barred shooters. Prey 2017 is easily one of the most overlooked sci-fi games of its time. At launch, it struggled to make a splash, partly because of its confusing name. Many thought it was connected to the 2006 Prey, but it's an entirely different experience. Add in poor marketing, and Prey sadly slipped under the radar, despite being a brilliant example of immersive sim design. Set aboard the sprawling space station Talos Wars, you play as Morgan Yu, a scientist caught in an alien outbreak. The Typhon, a terrifying alien species, have taken over, and surviving means thinking outside the box. Prey gives players incredible freedom. Hack systems, blast enemies head-on, or literally morph into random objects like a mug to outsmart threats. The atmosphere, the world building, and the intricate level design make Talos feel alive and believable. If you love games like BioShock or Deus Ex, Prey is absolutely a must-play experience.
Grab the neuromod you see in the display case. Normally it's a fake, but I swapped in a real one for you. The neuromods are critical. You won't survive without using them to install new aptitudes. I've already updated your transcript with the list you requested. Take a look.
There you go. 10 underrated games that totally deserve a second chance. Whether it was bugs, bad marketing, or just bad luck, they missed the spotlight at launch. But today, they're hidden gems every gamer should try. Now it's your turn. Which game do you think was unfairly overlooked? Comment below and let's chat. And hey, if you liked the video, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more awesome gaming content.